Hi everyone, it's Sheree from Paper Pieces and Leftovers, and as promised, we are going to do bear number 3 from the file Franklin. As you know, in the live, I said that I would go ahead and put up videos with the rest of them, and our live was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and time flew by so fast. Wow. It didn't even feel like that, and I was so hungry. I am sorry I abruptly left, but I didn't realize I was going to be sitting there that long with y'all. Alright, so I imported him into Cricut Design Space with a width of 8.75. He's a little bigger than usual, but that's because if you go with like 8.0, he's going to be small compared to the standing Franklin. Now, this pink is by Darice. It is Sugar and Spice, and it's been discontinued. It says 2017 on the sticker on the back. And that cream color is the color Sand Trap by Coordinations. For the pink, you can go ahead and use the Rosy Cheeks by Encore. And his ear pads, you can use the pink Champagne by Encore or the pink blush from American Crafts. Also, for the ice cream, you can use Basil's color Fussy. I am just loving it, even though the texture is the wave texture instead of the weave texture. But either way, there are several options of pinks, whatever you have on hand, or dig in your stash for some scrap paper. Also, you can ink a white piece of paper to accommodate the color you're looking for. Maybe we'll do that in a video, just so I can show you guys how to change a color of white textured cardstock to fit whatever you're working with, because sometimes it's just as simple as inking and chalking. Alright, so Franklin, I'll say this every video, is always set the same way unless he is sitting on an item such as a pumpkin or books, etc., where his knees are showing. And his legs are actually the same length while standing versus sitting on something. The only difference is the legs go on after the body instead of before the body. So that being said, we are going to glue his legs down first always, if he's standing or in a position like this. And then you can do either his feet or his body. It doesn't matter. Usually I do the feet and then the body, but this time I did the body and then the feet. You want to glue the ears and the ear pads down. Since he has a scarf, do not be like me and glue his head down. I didn't do it in this one, but I did it on the last set I did for Marjorie Ann's Franklin Bears, where it was a winter set, and I forgot about the scarf. I had to go and drag it back into Cricut Design Space, lay the head over the scarf, splice the scarf, re-ink the scarf, and shift the scarf underneath his head. But I've been doing it so long that it's second nature, where I am self-taught for Cricut. There are a lot of good teachers out there for the Cricut Design Space, and I didn't really have a go-to person that did Cricut, so my mom and I kind of learned it together. Way back in 2003 was our first Cricut. And it was when you got a warning. If you uploaded an SVG into it, it would null and void the warranty. You were only allowed to use cartridges. And then they came out with the Cricut Imagine, which I have, which is an HP printer. My grandmother bought it for me for my birthday. And that thing was $800. I couldn't believe she spent that much. And I still have it. I love that thing. It prints my 12 by 12 cardstock. Only with what comes off the cartridges, though. I haven't tried uploading files like the paper from Marjorie Ann Designs into it. Maybe I'll dig it out once I move, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. So here's the scarf, and there are a couple paper options. I wanted a deeper red, but you can go with a regular red. I just wanted that really deep maroon color, just to kind of offset the blue-gray paper. So this red is the color Pomegranate by Basil. And if you don't have the Basil, I would go with either Encore's Red Wine or American Crafts Pomegranate. As far as his little outfit, the blue, I went with the color Gray Blue from Encore, but American Crafts Blue Jay, which I use for pants, would have been my second option. It was just what I grabbed and that's what I used. So, or you can go with a brighter blue. Really, scrapbooking is what you're looking for and what makes you happy. And I do swatch my colors before I pick them. And when I say that's what I grabbed, that is what I grabbed off of my sheets of paper, because I cut them into 6x6 and put them 6x6 squares, and I put 4 on a mat. That way then I move my pieces just onto one Cricut color in Design Space, and I cut them out all at the same time after I've swatched them, because sometimes I will move them around. If I wanted, you know, the blue little headband to his earmuffs to be red, I would have just moved it over to the red square. This is my go-to. It's almost empty. If you get a Pick-Me-Up by Silhouette, do not turn the cap all the way. When I first bought it, I didn't know that. And it's sticky, but it's not going to tear your paper or leave markings. The reason I cut the circle for the earmuffs in half is because I am going to do another set, so why not get 2 uses out of the same paper since I've already inked the whole circle? You don't need the whole circle because the earmuffs are going to cover where you cut it. I eyeballed it. It's going to go down before the head, and I did write down bullets so that way in my YouTube videos when I go live I can cover everything. So as promised, the colors that I used for the Pan Pastels to make that pink color for the cheeks is going to be Pan Pastels Red, Permanent Red, and Titanium White. You're going to mix it until you get your desired color if you want to do it. If not, the little cubes you can find on eBay or Etsy, and also the chalk sticks from Hobby Lobby work great. If you go over to the crafting section, they are acid free, so you don't have to worry about them damaging anything. And in the live I showed you how to set the chalk if you're using those little square chalks or chalk sticks. The blending tool also helps set your chalk, so you won't have the rub off with the blending tool that I'm using right here, and it's just a foam blending tool. I showed everybody those in my videos, and I've seen so many people use them, and all the messages you guys send me that you love them. That will help you set your chalk into your pieces if you don't want to use the silver spoon method, but you can still use the spoon method and the foam applicator here. It's just up to you. And sometimes I use a pom-pom and I do use the spoon. It just depends on what I have in front of me. I do have a large workspace, but normally I leave my Lawn Fawn inks out and my Memento inks along with my Tim Holtz Distress inks, since I no longer am using Catherine Pooler, except I do use them for my stamping, and also cards that I don't expect anybody to keep, and even gift tags, just because I feel so guilty since my husband spent so much money buying those for me. And I'm just so heartbroken that I didn't know. And just FYI, if you guys got a piece from me and I did use Catherine Pooler and it starts fading, message me and I will replace it. I'll just have you send me a picture, because I do not ever want to give you guys anything or sell anything to you guys on my Etsy shop that is not going to be a keepsake. And that's what made me more aware of the importance of fade resistant and or archival premium dye inks. And you can Google it if you'd like. You can Google Catherine Pooler ink, Catherine Pooler ink, does Catherine Pooler ink fade? And it says yes, but I didn't email them or anything like that. I just Googled it one day because I saw another lady explaining all of the inks in her video and the importance of knowing which ones fade. And like I said, I jumped on the trend of inking with everybody else. And I didn't know because none of the people in the videos said anything about fading ink. And you think if you get ink on your clothes, that crap's there forever. That doesn't come out. It is an impossible task to get the blue off your fingers, even where it looks like you've been popping Smurfs as a side hustle. It's just one of those things. So my bears, here's the next thing, is my bears are generally American Crafts caramel because I have so much of it, but I have been buying Encore's brown sugar. And then my dark brown, that color is just the color chocolate. I want to say by American Crafts. I have my swatch book here. The pink is the one I showed in the beginning of the video. And yeah, it is chocolate. I went around it with inks. I did mix that pink ink with a couple of the Lawn Fawns. I used ballet slippers, and it was actually too light, so I mixed it with Lawn Fawn Pink Flamingo. And for the off-white paper, the Sand Trap, I went around it with Antique Linen, I believe it is, by Tim Holtz. It's an off-white, and it shows up just enough where it didn't look like just I cut it and glued it. But if you do just cut pieces and glue them and don't ink them and detail them, that is fine, especially for beginning, because you're going to notice that it is learning the pattern, then it goes down, or the order it goes down by looking at the pattern, because there aren't any instructions. And that's why a lot of us do videos to help you guys, is because pieces can be overwhelming, but once you're finished with them, they are so rewarding. Now, after we put the scarf on and the piece to his little ear muffs, we then glued his head down, his muzzle, his eyes, his nose, and then the earmuff piece goes on the bottom of the ears. The ice cream is going to go the chocolate flavor, the strawberry flavor, and then the vanilla flavor with the whipped cream on top. And then you're going to put the front of the cup and the cup brim on. And here is the heart that I cut out. I just sized it to fit the little spoon handle because I loved it. And the last thing is, if his hands, if his hands cut out brown, because I know some files I've cut out, they're supposed to be colored, but they end up brown. You just cut a regular hand out in the color that you want it. And you can change the color of the mittens all you want. You can change the color to anything you want. If you want to go with pink and teal, which I think I might do for this set, just to change it up more on a girly aspect, I think it's going to come out absolutely adorable. I am going to start doing more lives. Thank you all for coming. That was fun. Wow, 2 hours and 15 minutes just flew by. But anyways, we are definitely going to be doing more of them. Thanks for watching. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you later.